Ringing up Graeme Kenna now.
This is the voicemail of Graeme Kenna from the Legal Department for Adult Services in Bradford Council. Please leave a message and I will get back to you.
After you've finished your message, just hang up, or to hear more options, please press 1.
Yes, hello Mr. Kenna, it's Mr. Hussain here, once again leaving yourself another daily message as I have been doing since the 10th of October 2023, and today is Tuesday the 18th of June 2024, and the time is around about 2 o'clock. Once again leaving yourself another daily message asking you to contact me and engage with me regarding the present situation that you now have created, where my brother is being held hostage and kidnapped by you, the state, in order for you to have your tick box exercises fulfilled, that you're doing all that you're supposed to be doing. It's still the few days of Eid al-Adha, which lasted until Thursday. I've taken note the fact that you have instructed there is a meeting arranged between the care provider Sunningdale and yourself, a private clandestine meeting where neither me or my brother are represented, where no doubt you will be deciding the future of where my brother's going to stay. I don't believe the care home, I don't know, I mean maybe the care home are going to continue to look after my brother. From the cryptic email that I received from the proprietor David Crabtree, it seemed the fact that he would be handing his notice in, so I anticipate my brother would need to be moved after the 21st. But I'm continuing to contact my brother every single day, telephoning the care home, who are simply forcing me to put things in writing and send an email to the manager. Why would I need to send an email to the manager? The manager's received instructions from you, the local authority. Is that part of the care home's policies and procedures? Is it? They've not identified anything that I've done that justifies me having to put things in writing. They were looking to find an pretext and an excuse to justify me having to put things in writing where there is no justification. I've not been rude or disrespectful or aggressive to either the care staff managers or anybody else involved, and they've just pulled out an excuse saying that, oh, you need to put things in writing because you're recording the calls. So what if I'm recording the calls? You know I'm recording the calls. They've been publicized every single day. So there's no issue here, is it? It's for training and quality purposes. Just like you record us, the citizens, I'm recording you, the state, for training and quality purposes. And I feel I'm justified to do so, especially since there's no law prevent me from doing so. You have co-opted the services of the Sunningdale care home in order to create a prison for my brother. My brother's now in a prison that you run and operate through the care home and pay for. So my brother's been put into a care facility and institution, which is a prison that you've created using his money in order for you to target and victimize him and me, so we can prevent us from whistleblowing and your systemic failures as a local authority. And I'm ringing up every single day now, and they're taking instructions. There is no there is no policy that prevents us, or law that prevents me from speaking to my brother. You are doing this deliberately in order to degrade and humiliate me and target me and my brother because of your own systemic failures in adult social care, while you espouse that you're a city of culture. Which culture are you talking about? Once again, I mentioned this, that the British values that you espouse, plundering and profiteering through our misery and humiliation, degradation. It's the festival of Eid that's coming up. We're Muslims, and we have a right and a fundamental basic right to have contact with our brother and wish him Eid Mubarak or Happy Eid to him. And you, both me and my sister, have been prevented from doing so because of your failures and your stupid machinations to try to frame me for other crimes. This is all that you can do: abuse your position of power and authority to frame me for crimes that you are committing and then throwing me under the bus for, as a poor disenfranchised carer, when the reality is that you're in a position of trust, authority and control, and you are in a position to actually murder people or end their life prematurely, and yet you don't want any accountability or responsibility, and yet looking to lay the blame upon me. It's all my fault, is it? It's my fault that you are so incompetent and retarded retarded as a local authority that you can't look after your own children, and people are dying in your care? Is that's my fault, is it? Or is it really your fault through your lies and deceptive and cheating ways while you kidnap people and try to make profit and gain for yourselves? That's the reality of the situation. I'm ringing up the care home every single day trying to speak to my brother, and you have instructed them not to allow me to speak to my brother because my brother is quite clearly making some very serious allegations regarding the quality of care that's been provided to him, and also the fact that he's been falsely imprisoned by you and being held and detained unlawfully against his will and wishes, while you look to fraudulently put together court orders by buying off the judges. And even when you haven't bought off the judges, you're just basically counterfeiting orders for your benefit in clear violation of the Fraud Act. You as a local authority are held accountable to the Fraud Act, as well as everybody else, but you seem to believe the fact that you as a local authority can do as you please, and disregard the laws, and basically put you, Bradford Council, have lost all legitimacy to govern. It's always governing with the consent of the governed, and we don't consent to this because you are murdering people deliberately. Murder is defined by intentionally terminating somebody's life through malice and ill will, and that's exactly what you're doing. You've murdered my father in 2009, you've murdered my brother older brother, big brother in 2014, and you've just murdered my mother in 2022, and now you're determined to murder my brother so you can look to escape any accountability for your actions and cover things up. And this is just a massive cover up, and how you choose to cover things up is you murder people and bury them in the ground, but their secrets are with me, and obviously you'll have to murder me too, because I'm going to tell everybody that you are a villainous, evil, cretinous organization that are targeting and victimizing the vulnerable, and you've lost all credibility because there is no credibility to any authority that murders people, and you are deliberately been murdering my family members, and now are trying to kidnap and murder my brother Talib by refusing us to speak to him, while you slowly poison him through the medications that he's not authorized or consented to. You're medicating him against his wishes, against his consent, against my understanding and awareness. My brother's told me that you're poisoning him, and it's burning him up inside. He said that to me, and that needs to be taken seriously if you're poisoning him deliberately. But you seem to brush all these allegations to one side, all these wrongdoings to one side, and say, no, but we're a government, you see, we're a government department, we're a council, we can do whatever we like, we have legitimacy. You have no legitimacy. Go around collecting your little votes to try to legitimize your institution, but the reality is that there is no way you can legitimize your position as to govern when you're deliberately murdering people. And I think it's only right that the
You're
ratepayers...
approaching the maximum allowed time for recording a message. If you wish to record further, please choose the append option from the menu. If you've finished recording, just hang up. If you don't carry on recording or hang up, your message will be deleted. To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2. To continue recording please record the rest of your message after the tone. When you've finished recording, press the hash key.
As I was saying, Mr. Kenna, as the representative of Bradford Council, you've lost all legitimacy to govern because you can never have the consent of the governed, when the reality is that you are deliberately, maliciously targeting and murdering people. How can that be anything other than totalitarian tyranny? And nobody's required to consent to tyranny. And we don't consent to tyranny. You've been lying, cheating, and manipulating the situation. Right now, you're preventing me from even speaking to my brother when on Eid, a festival of Eid. As I've explained previously, even if I was in prison, even when I was in prison, I was able to ring up and speak to both my mother and brother that you stated are the victims of my criminality, and then you financially profited from that criminal conviction. Even then, I was not prevented from visiting or seeing my brother.
Sorry, but you've reached the maximum time available for recording your message. To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2. If you are happy with your message, press 4. Message sent. Goodbye.
Lying, cheating crooks, aren't they? They don't know what to do. No, they just we need some more time to. Let's see what we can plan, and then which one of our powers can we abuse next in order to target to undermine my position? That's what they do. They're saying they're waiting. They're not looking to resolve the situation, because if they were looking to resolve the situation, they would talk to me, and we could look to resolve the situation. But no, they need to hide behind the corporate veil to see which one of their powers they can abuse and exploit next in order to justify their villainy.